It is so amazing to me, Jarrett. I love it. I get chills when I see it. And I wonder about you. The patch that all players who win the Walter Payton Man of the Year award wear on their jerseys when they're playing, if they are still active. I mean, it just jumps off the screen at me. I saw it for Russell Wilson when he was playing on Monday Night Football. And it is truly, and I'll say it, more important in the mind's eye of some of the players than the C that's on their chest, which clearly is the ultimate honor that your teammates say you're a captain for all of us when we're out there playing. I just seeing the Walter Payton Man of the Year award trophy as a patch on players' chests, it stirs something in me. What about you, Jarrett Payton?
Well, Rich, I just got chills again, and I'm getting them as we speak right now. It's truly an honor. I mean, to be the son of, Walter Payton, it's always been kind of the gift and the curse, right? Like when I started playing football, people would say you'll never be like your dad, even when I was playing soccer. But I'd always be thinking about what kind of man he was. He wasn't perfect by any means, right? All of us are human, but the way that he lived his life and the way that he gave back and giving back in service was such a big part of his life. It does. I saw Russell wearing it on his chest, and it looked at it, and I said, man, I got to get me a Broncos jersey with the patch on it, because it means so much. And my dad gave everything. I mean, everything on the football field, but he did the exact same off the field. So being able to have this relationship with all the nominees and all of the winners and the past winners, it's like this Man of the Year family. And our family is just honored to have these men who are doing so much in their communities, who are doing so much good, that they're recognized. And I got to give a shout out to Roger Goodell, the NFL, Nationwide, for really helping us elevate this award to another level. And every single year we add a new member to our family. And so it's crazy to me. It really is. And I think my dad is shining down right now, looking down when he sees these guys, seeing that they all have a little bit of something in him inside of them.
And then, the league has made it it's not sort of like the best picture of the NFL honors, right? That's the moment similar to the culmination of the Oscars that they announced the MVP before the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like, that's the culmination of NFL honors. And I just love the moment when past winners of the award who are in the audience, they come up on the stage and they just convene to welcome in the new member of that. It's just, man, it's awesome. It's so I guess and the last question on this subject before I do want to have you put on your WGN hat, Jarrett Payton, because the Bears want to know. I mean, what did make your dad tick? Like, what are we going to learn maybe in the NFL icons? I mean, I narrated it, but what will we learn about your dad, about what made him tick to make him so great from small town Mississippi childhood to Chicago icon, Jarrett?
Never die easy. I mean, the way that he ran the football is the way that he went through life. He never gave up. He was always going to give you his best. And I think the one thing, from the stiff arm to the high step to jumping over people at the goal line, the one thing that people bring up the most is he didn't like to run out of bounds. And he was going to bring some pain to you. And I think that's just the way that he lived his life. He worked so hard. He stayed ready so he didn't have to get ready. And I think that's what I've learned the most from him as being just an adult, a father, just making sure you're always ready for your opportunity, because you never know when it's going to come. And when his opportunity came, Rich, he was ready for it. And the reason why he's so loved here in the city of Chicago, and for Bears fans all over the world, and football fans, I should say, all over the world.
And then the family man that he was. I mean, how did you pull it together as a 13-year-old to be the first son to ever induct his father into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? I mean, this was back in the day when presenters had speeches too. How'd you pull it together as a 13-year-old, Jarrett?
Well, I'll tell you, I got to be honest with you. I was that kid that was always ducking out when you had to do speeches in class in front of your classmates. I would say I was sick, go down to the nurse's office. And so when he came home and told me he wanted me to do that, I couldn't break his heart, but I was also saying, I don't want to do this. But
Really?
He knew, man. Yeah, I didn't want to do it at all.
I think I was off. You might have been 12, actually, Jarrett.
Yeah, I was 12.
Okay.
I was 12. And Rich, I remember that it's funny in life, and so anybody listening to this, just have this and always remember this, is that the things that we're most scared of, that frighten us, things that we don't want to take a chance at doing, take a chance at it, because you might figure out that it becomes one of your passions and something that you truly love. And so that was the moment what I figured out what one of my passions was, and it was speaking. It was getting up in front of people. And ever since that moment, I think my dad knew that I had a gift, and he really wanted me to unlock that gift and gave me that present to be able to present him. And from here on out, it's been something that I do on the regular, speaking to companies, speaking on TV, doing radio shows, all that stuff. It's really helped me, and it's one of my passions. So that moment changed my life forever. But to say you're the first, Rich, you know it. It's hard to say you're the first at anything.
Right.
And so to be able to say I'm the first kid to ever induct his father in the Hall of Fame, I'll take that. And I never made it as a player, but my name is in there somewhere.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. And who was in your dad's class? Who did you get to meet as a 12-year-old? Because, the classes all convene and families all get to know each other. What about that?
Coach Walsh was there. Who else was there? I'm blanking right now.
This class of '93, Chris, if you're looking it up right now.
Who was Dan Fouts, I think, was in that one as well.
Jeez, look at you, a 12-year-old rubbing elbows with Bill Walsh. Yeah. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, but I was also the 12-year-old fighting with my dad because I wanted to wear a T-shirt underneath my button-up shirt. And my dad's like, no one does that. And I remember him and I getting into it at the beginning.
Come on, it's his weekend. I guess that's what kids do.
Rich, it was hot, man, and I was sweating because I was nervous already. I didn't want to sweat through my shirt, man. So it was a battle that I wanted to win. He walked out of the room. I buttoned up my shirt with no shirt on underneath it, and then when he left, I put the T-shirt back on. So I think the hug at the end, after I got done, him saying that, hearing my son get up here and speak, I don't care if I lose the bet. That's the moment right there that I'll think about forever.
Who else was in it, Chris? Who else was in that class?
So you're right. Dan Fouts, Larry Little, Chuck Noll, and Bill Walsh.
Chuck Noll and Bill Walsh and Sweetness went it together with Fouts and Larry Little?
That's a crazy class.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, my goodness.